Hello, hi, welcome, and thank you so much for being here. We're going to do a timeless and collective reading. So whenever this reading finds its way to you is the right time. Keep in mind it's a general reading, so see what signs, symbols, messages, and energies resonate for you in your particular situation and hopefully help bring you a little clarity on whatever you're wondering. It could broaden your perspective, narrow your focus, help you see something with fresh eyes, in a new way, in a new light. But in the end, always trust yourself. That divine inner guidance is inside of you. And try to make balanced decisions between logic and intuition so your decisions are sound and based in love and for the highest and greatest good of everyone. So we're all uplifted in love. Let's begin. We're going to start today with the clarifying life situations. Let's see what God's source, Holy Spirit, Christ consciousness, our higher selves, angels and energies of love have for the highest and greatest good of all. What is the opening energy message, advice, and wisdom for the collective right now, please and thank you. Sky of clarity. This looks so beautiful, but it's also you seeking clarity. So that might come with you asking questions, seeing the right reflection in a situation. You know, if something was foggy or murky or muddy before, I feel like the mud is clearing, the situation is being cleansed. I also feel like it's your energy overall that is being cleansed. It's a sky of clarity, but this sky of clarity is so pristine and this water is so tranquil that it's reflecting this as above, so below, so beautifully. So emotions and your thoughts becoming clear and balanced. Where are my glasses? Let's see what this says. Soar into the boundless sky of clarity. So you're feeling free. You're feeling like you're flying. Where insights are as infinite as the azure expanses, and seek clarity, embrace openness and insight, allowing life's truths to reveal themselves. So something will be revealed, maybe not all at once, but little by little, these clouds are gonna go away. I see so much blue energy. So that does make me think of the throat chakra. So maybe somebody's throat chakra is opening up, or you're gaining more clarity by getting more insight on maybe what's going on what to say, how to have a conversation. I feel like I have to, these glasses are all foggy. Let's get another message. Sky of clarity and seeking clarity. What else does the collective need to know? Please and thank you. Sculpture of self. This is a couple times this card has come through for you guys. So it is a becoming. It is a situation where you feel like you don't have to have a mask on, where you are, I'm getting like a constant recreation of yourself. I also see somebody else not having to wear a mask around you. It's sculpture of self. Shape. Telling you to do the shaping here, the sculpture of self-honoring, the perpetual act of forming and expressing identity, embracing change and rediscovering yourself, crafting the narrative aligned with your true essence. I'm getting for some of you, you are even opening your mind to something new, so that could be knowledge, but for some of you, I feel like you are doing something with your energy, whether that's just a hobby that you're doing or a skill set, perhaps a partnership or some partnerships in your life, but I'm getting a lot of new energy. So it could be that outside influences are, I'm getting inspiring you with some changes, but I'm getting that you are also inspiring some other people to change. But for some of you, I see you as almost like completely changing careers. Maybe some of you it's just a different job, but I see some of you as doing something really different that you almost never thought you would be doing. It's never too late to become who you want to be. again and again and again. We can always, you know, discover who we want to be when we grow up again and again and again. So for some of you, maybe this isn't the first transition you've had. Maybe you've had quite a few. But I feel like whatever transition is happening now feels very freeing. Whether that's freeing your energy, freeing your schedule, like spiritual wings, like you are elevating and flying. Let's get one more from this deck. One more, please and thank you. Embrace solitude. So maybe there was a dry spell before. Here you have so much beautiful blue sky and water, and here it's like a vast dry desert. But I feel like you have the right resources to get across a situation. But this is you with whatever transition is happening, whatever you are becoming, sculpting of who you are, expressing yourself differently. It does start, whether you are inspired by outside resources or a person or not, it starts in your own self-discovery, which is found when you do deep meditation. Some of you might need to do active meditation too, to actually do something physical with your body or your hands. So you're still being active, but you're still tapping into that energy of meditation, which does fire up the right and the left hemisphere of the brain together. It's reflect deeply for survival and keep your mind open, as answers will reveal lessons in the quiet of introspection. The desert of isolation is traverse the desolate spaces of solitude to uncover reflections and resilient survival. I don't feel like this is a situation going on for all of you now, but I do see you as reflecting on past situations where maybe you were forced to have a lot of alone time, or maybe it was a choice. It could be distance between you and someone else. It could be a long period of transition between one thing you're doing and something else, but it could also be you could have a lot going on and still inside feel like there's nothing really filling up, like it doesn't have this beautiful clarity or this endless fountain to dive into. But I see you having a lot of strength to get across something, to discover this energy of an oasis. So let's continue. Speaking of oasis, it's another hot day. So I feel like I look like I'm melting a little bit. Let's go to the crystal angels. Let's get you a angel message and a stone or a crystal. Clarify, sky of clarity. Sculpture of self, desert of isolation, embracing solitude, and creating a new identity, a new sense of self, a new you, transformation, transfiguration. Sapphire. So take your time, easy does it. Maybe you are a Virgo energy. I think it's Virgo that connects to sapphire. It makes me think of the star sapphire. So maybe there's a star energy here, but take your time. You don't have to rush into any kind of transition. It's your health, your happiness, and your abundance require a gentle approach to life and work. So be easy on yourself. Don't be so hard on yourself if something isn't happening as fast as you wanted, or someone else isn't opening up as fast as you desire. Be easy on you, but be easy on getting on someone else too, so something can unfold naturally. So there's a lot of you guys. There's a lot of this blue energy. So if you feel like you are, really persevering through a situation that's taking a long time, make sure you take a break. Make sure you give yourself a rest. Take a day off if you need to. If you need to take a day, an hour, a weekend, a week, whatever it is, just to meditate and do something for you, take some time for you. Recharge yourself. Also have an open allowance on how fast something becomes, including yourself. So I mean, I'm just seeing that unfolding of something. I hear seasons. So maybe it has to do with the different seasons. Maybe something's going to take about a season. That makes me think of like 3 months, but time is sort of a fluid and strange thing. So anytime time is involved, it's all about being exactly where you are right now, doing what you can do with the energy you have and just doing your best. So let's see. I sort of want to do one card from this Heart's Hidden Secrets. So let's do one card. What else would be helpful for the collective to know right now? And Sapphire, Clarity, Sculpture, and Solitude. Also, if it's not you that's in like an isolation kind of energy and it's somebody else, it could be because somebody is making some kind of transformation in their life, and this is giving you a little clarity on giving somebody else a little bit of grace as they work their way through a situation, persevere through something, gain new insight for change. Apology. Maybe somebody is feeling sorry about something they did. Maybe they took too much time away from you, or they didn't give you the clarity you needed, or have communication as to why there's so many changes going on. This could also be you apologizing to yourself if you were too rough on yourself or someone else, but also maybe offering an apology to someone else. I feel like if you are connecting to somebody else, I don't see it as, I see it as double self-awareness and like double responsibility. Each party seeing their own part they played in a situation, because there's always different sides to any situation, scenario, relationship dynamic. Sometimes it's easy to get lost on that one side of the coin before you are given clarity as to what was going on the other side of that door or that coin. So I feel like clarity is coming in. I'm getting a lot of transition energy, but maybe this isn't just one-sided. I feel like somebody is owning up to their mistake and their role in something, but it's forgiveness, a return, and sorry. So if somebody is in the energy of like having an apology or forgiveness, they want to return, it's somebody coming back. It takes a lot of strength. I'm getting for some of you, it might come with an explanation, but I'm also getting for some of you, it might be much more simple than that. Just to know that somebody has self-awareness that they did something wrong and to want your forgiveness. Maybe that's where it starts, or that's the most important part. I auto shuffled, so let's see what else this is. Let's see what else this apology is about. It's about a divine feminine, and I stared at that, and somebody wants a second chance. I feel like that second chance is going to come. So this could be a friend, this could be a family member, it could be a lover, it could be a co-worker, this could be anybody in your life. Whether it's you that wants a second chance or somebody else wants it, I feel like once something comes together and some clarity is seen, see, even this is like the two sides of the coin. I feel like there's a great transformation and tapping into more spirituality or spiritual perspective of a certain situation or partnership. The divine feminine is the yin. So this might mean this is your energy, regardless of your gender. It's also that energy of allowance. It is a nurturing. It's able to create, but there's always that allowance for something to come when it's ready. The energy of letting something like leave the nest. Because I feel like there's a love here that hasn't gone away and never will. So I do feel like you or someone else is tapping into not just their feminine side, but it's that divine feminine side. It has an extra sparkle, an extra spirituality, more depth to an inner standing about a situation. I feel like it's inner truth. But somebody does want to take a chance. You want a second chance, a third, fourth, fifth, sixth. You know, how this dynamic is personal to you and what situation this is, how that conversation goes, how that person's energy is, whether they do follow through and take self-responsibility or not, whether there is transformation and change, how long that takes. I feel like you just have to almost like be in the flow of how something unfolds. So it is a reconciliation that is coming through. Somebody does want to both apologize and make amends. I feel like they want to make something right. I keep hearing transformation. I feel like somebody does want to make some changes, but maybe these changes needed to start each on your own or in other areas of your lives first, so that it's a different dynamic when something comes together, and there is going to be an opportunity for something to have clarity, for a situation to feel like it could be rebirthed into something new, whatever dynamic that is that you choose together. But you do have to have this energy of just being easy. It's a graceful energy here. Also, maybe getting, I think all 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4 has everything but the 6. Let's get a since I am getting a dynamic of some kind of partnership or something like that, let's go to the Love Angels Oracle cards and get a little more clarity for you guys. What is a love angel message to be helpful on second chance, apology, sky clarity, sculpture of self, a little isolation, divine feminine energy, and being easy, health, happiness, and abundance. Message, please, and thank you. There is a deepening. So something is going to become deeper, more clear, different. A relationship will finally deepen in the next few months. I don't know what I said before. I think I might have said something about like 3 months, but maybe it's a few months. So do allow something time, even if there's a beautiful moment or a beautiful conversation that happens where it does catapult or be a catalyst to a lot of change. Something still needs some natural time for development. You have to like be in that story as something unfolds. You have been waiting for this. There's something coming through that you have been hoping for, and I feel like somebody else has too. So whatever situation that is, if for some of you this is not, this could be a new situation. If it's not somebody like that you've had a lot of history with, it could be a new situation that happened. Maybe something came together and then there was like a little bit of a separation, or you know, an unclear situation, a little space somehow, a little pocket, so something can come back together and unfold deeper. I feel like somebody just needed a moment to contemplate something or figure something out. But if this is a brand new relationship for some of you, I see an energy of you being with someone who maybe there's mistakes made, or, you know, little situations that happen before you really know someone. But I see you connecting with someone who has self-awareness, self-reflection, pretty mature. And I see that as why something can deepen and unfold. I feel like there's many more chapters. I don't think like I don't get the feeling that something is done. So let's do a animal card. Let's get you an animal spirit guide message. What is one animal energy to be helpful for the collective right now? Please and thank you. Oh, we have a zebra. So you are both blending in, able to work with other energies, and yet I feel like the zebra is something kind of special. You still do shine. You have a lot of this black and white energy, but I feel like it's also about the whole spectrum of every color in between. I don't think it's a black and white situation. I feel like it is something, you know, like an unusual pattern, unusual stripes. I don't know why I just thought of paint it black. I think that's the Rolling Stones, but I feel like there's other covers of that as well. And I know this has come through in a playlist recently, but there's a song by Sarah McLachlan called Black and White, and it is really beautiful. And then I just jumped to Walking on a Dream by Empire of the Sun, which is like all kinds of colors. So I'm not sure what's happening. I mean, colors are energy, but I feel like there is a situation, maybe, you know, it's the two sides of the coin, but I don't think it's a black and white situation. And this is you celebrating exactly who you are. Also having complete acceptance of exactly who someone is and who you are, maybe both becoming, maybe together, maybe separate. With its distinctive black and white stripes, the zebra reflects the duality of existence, urging us to acknowledge life's contrasts and see their inherent unity. I mean, if you didn't have the dichotomy of opposite energies, different opinions, different cultures, you know, different ways that people express themselves, all that stuff is what makes life so beautiful. Otherwise, it would be really boring here. So I feel like you are really open-minded. I feel like you are connecting with someone else who is, but maybe there are others around that weren't so much. So maybe you're even seeing those people or that situation. It's still beautiful. You know, people are ready to be open when they are ready to unfold. Embrace your uniqueness, for it is in celebrating our individuality that we contribute to the intricate fabric of life, finding beauty in its diverse patterns. I feel like you're breaking an old pattern, or someone else is as well. Because this whole reading, I keep hearing a transition. So if there was any kind of old habits or patterns or something like that, like an old cycle, even if your partnerships, your place of, you know, employment, your everyday world is kind of the same thing, I feel like how you're going about maneuvering in your usual world is different. I feel like you are breaking some patterns and making some changes somewhere that are going to make a big difference in where you're going. I don't know why I see somebody on a river in sometimes the images that I get, but I see somebody like bobbing down the river in like a flamingo floatie. So, I mean, maybe you found your right spiritual floatie to kind of go with the flow and kind of just let something go be in that like stream, that river of life. Something that maybe was you were resisting or resisting you, or resistance energy before. You've sort of figured out how to just move with something. And guys, I mean, the messages that come through, they come through with how they come through. I see somebody behind a boat on a gigantic hot dog. That sounds like a lot of fun, but I don't see it as like a one-person hot dog. I see like, I don't know, I think they make those like a bunch of people sitting on a gigantic hot dog. So maybe you do something on a lake, or in the ocean, or in a bay, maybe even a river. Maybe it's not a hot dog, but it's kind of something like that. I don't know. I see like part of the energy kind of just like on the lazy river, kind of like chillaxing, going with the flow. And then I see you maybe having these bursts of things that you can do. Maybe those are those forms of expression, or those transitions where you find like, I don't know, the right motor, the right company. Maybe it's just an experience some of you are having where it's sort of like that kind of energy. It doesn't have to be that specific, you know, getting pulled on a boat on a gigantic hot dog with a bunch of peoples, but kind of something fun. Maybe you guys are planning something fun as well. Maybe you're doing something fun with someone else. Maybe that's where you have that fun, deepening experience, whatever it is, whatever your style is, whether it's being pulled from a boat on a gigantic hot dog, or just going down the lazy river on a spiritual pink flamingo floatie. Oh my goodness, guys. All right, so let's go into the tarot. But I want to do just one from the Art of Life, and then let's use something different. So what is the overall foundational message to be helpful for the collective right now, please? And thank you. The message, please. The three of Swords is coming through. Maybe that's why there's this apology energy, or why you have to look at all the situations in your life, not just the fun ones when you're, you know, having a good time on a gigantic hot dog, but the times where you're also going through something. It could be that you are going through something right now, or somebody else is or was. But it's all about how you see the situation. Because without situations like this, these are the situations where we usually grow spiritually, where we have the chance to look at dark reflections of who we are, how we played a role in something, how someone else did. Also to know what is healthy for you, what brings you abundance, and what does not, what depletes you and drains you. It is possible that you had to first let something go, or someone else had to let you go, to really truly recognize what was lost. Sometimes you don't have this beautiful energy of forgiveness without first feeling that pain. Pain sucks. Three of Swords sucks. You know, but if this needed to come through, it needs to come through to have a reflection and awareness of. Because after this comes the healing. How long that takes, it's different for every situation, every person. This is difficulties exist to be surmounted. Now I just see that big floatie again. To find your spiritual floatie, to get over something different next time. So a road doesn't seem so rough. So you recognize maybe red flags earlier. You perhaps offer that white flag of surrender and release sooner. Maybe it's also to learn about some boundaries. Sometimes people don't know they're crossing them unless you speak up. Sometimes we don't know our own boundaries until something happens and it's crossed. So there's really tiny words. I'll show you what this picture is. It's the agony in the garden. Maybe you connect to Florida. It's 1889, Paul Gauguin. This is Palm Beach, very specifically. Let's do, and that's Ralph Waldo Emerson. I want to do one more from this deck, and then let's clarify with a different tarot. I'm not sure which one. What is one message to clarify that Three of Swords, please and thank you? The Nine of Wands. It was to bring you strength. And, hold on, I'm going to show you this too because it's at the bottom. So, it could be with this Eight of Swords energy, somebody was mentally stuck in a situation. Sometimes it's self-sabotage, it's just believing you can't get out of something. This energy usually takes a deep reflection, a change in what you are looking at, the openness to see a different way through a situation you never saw before, but it's becoming unstuck. Usually this is just, it's swords. It's just a belief that you can't get out. It's a belief that you can't do something. It's a belief that you can't change. It's a belief that there's not a way through. Sometimes I see this as choosing to be in that uncomfortable environment because it's the comfort zone. You know, it's not comfortable, but until you venture out and take that boat to that self-discovery of maybe brand new territory, maybe a brand new partnership, maybe a brand new job, maybe a brand new you, maybe just a way of thinking, that you have to have that little period of transition before you discover a new horizon. But it takes, usually it does take some strength. It takes willpower, but it also takes courage. I think this is that Columbus. It is. So you can never cross the ocean. Got a lot of, I am getting a lot of like water energy today with you guys. So maybe it's emotion, but you can never cross that ocean unless you have the courage to lose sight of the shore. I feel like you have the right spiritual guidance. The winds of change want to come and help move you in the right direction, but it does take that effort and that maybe inspiration, but a different mindset. It might mean you have to let something go. Sometimes that's an old dream, an old you, and if you are really used to doing something a certain way, and you know, change can be weird, but I feel like whatever you are releasing, letting go of, and heading towards, I feel like it's going to be very exciting, even if you have to get over that ocean first. Even when you're in the middle of that ocean, maybe it's smooth sailing, it's a beautiful day, maybe it's a rough storm another day. But each day you are still, even if it's a transition and not a one chapter or another chapter, each day is your story. Each day is still an event, an experience, a gift. I do feel like maybe you are going to help somebody see how strong they are. Maybe you're the one who helps somebody see how they can transition a little easier. Here, you got that same message. I feel like no matter what it is, you need to be pretty bold here. This person out in this big jungle wearing this fancy red dress and an umbrella. I feel like I'm gonna wear my fancy dress in the jungle. Because I can. Why not? I packed it. So I do feel like this is the wounded healer. The Nine of Wands is when you have gone through something. And it's that, for me, that one last push. I feel like here it's just releasing whatever was anchoring you to the shore of something that didn't feel like you were getting anywhere. Or somebody else wasn't. Once you release that anchor, pull it up on that dock, go with that flow, go with the winds of change, you will see this transition flow better. But I also see you as being super strong and independent in somebody else's eyes. I feel like somebody is inspired by you too. So in times of stress, be bold and valiant. Horus. Woman in red in the forest. I just thought of Lady in Red. It's a good song. I haven't heard that in a while. Isn't there a song, Red Alert? I feel like it's an old house song. Don't worry, don't panic, ain't nothing gone but history, yeah. I think that's called Red Alert. Wow, that was way back in the brain files, but I kind of want to hear that now. I will put it in the playlist for you guys. But this is that one last push. This is knowing that sometimes there is something that is worth the risk. There is something that's worth the hurt. There is something that you fought for because it's meaningful to you. Sometimes this, to me, I always see that vice versa, where it's knowing that that one thing that is your gift, that is your goal, that you are looking forward to, that is that shore you want to reach, even if you're not quite sure what it's going to look like because it's so brand new, or how it's going to unfold, knowing that it's there is worth everything that you went through. It's also knowing that sometimes we have to go through things because that's how we get strong. That's how we grow our spiritual wings. That's how we grow. That's how we can be healers to not only ourselves, but to others. You know, if it were just a kid's little storybook and everything was bubblegum and rainbows every day, it wouldn't be a very interesting story. I feel like you are maybe just even reflecting on things that you went through and seeing how your story is not just like interesting, it was like a big adventure, and you have many more adventures to come. But I do feel like the new adventure, the new energy, what you are getting into in your new story, I feel like you feel big and bold, like you are in the driver's seat and you are ready to not just manifest, but really both create it, make it something you love, and yet have that release of allowance that it can be even better than you thought. It's like I'm getting like a mixed energy. There is part that you are very involved in, and then there's also part that you are completely released and open to whatever. It feels very satisfying, actually. Like I feel a very satisfying energy. It feels like it feels peaceful and tranquil. What's the word? It's like at the tip of my tongue. It feels like simple blessings. Like there's not a true desire for more. Like you already understand that you have enough, you are enough, you are amazing, and yet allowing such more beautiful things to come to you, like miracles and blessings. I feel like you are open to receiving something. I hope that made sense. I'm getting very like big energy today. So let's clarify with one more tarot. This is kind of a big energy tarot. So I brought the Tarot Apocalypsis. I feel like that is a tongue twister. So let's just clarify the Eight of Swords, the Nine of Wands, and the Three of Swords. There's like changes in how you are thinking about something, perceiving something, communicating about something. I just moved this, and this little card slipped out underneath. So let's look at that too. What you're going to discover is your wish come true. Whatever I was trying to describe about being satisfied and being in the moment, maybe even being pulled by that hot dog, it's that. It's that genie in a bottle. Your Nine of Cups is being completely satisfied in the exact moment you are. It's a wish coming true. It's wishes coming true. It's, my nose, if that slipped out and it needed to come out. Where is this? Maybe you ride a horse. It's A happy life is one in accordance with its own nature. Saying be bold, be vigilant, stand out, be yourself, be who you are, and embody who you're becoming and want to become. Here it's just overindulgent, you know, eating everything at a smorgasbord, not savoring and letting something last, or not believing that your higher self really wants you to be happy, really wants you to have the best, even if you don't understand when you go through rough-ass situations, that was to help you have it. Let's look at this other tarot, and let's just do an overall. I only wanted to do one from that Art of Life, but the cards flow how they flow. So maybe we'll just do one from this. Let's see what comes out. What is the bridge between now the Nine of Cups, Eight of Swords, the Three of Swords, and the Nine of Wands, which is inspiration? This is the energy of spirit, creativity, passion, adventure, expansion. And two nines means there is something that is almost complete. Oh, this is beautiful. I feel like, I mean, if there's anything that's gonna bridge all these energies together, it's the beautiful energy of temperance. I think I said something before, like a double transformation, transfiguration. This is alchemy. This is taking any crappy base metal lead heavy situation and seeing how you make it gold. How you have become golden because of it. It's like, I just see that, what is that? I am seeing a very specific scene in like the old Superman movies. Doesn't he like take coal and like squeeze it and he makes like a beautiful diamond? So maybe there's like, sometimes it takes some pressure to make that beautiful diamond. You did have something that said like stress here, you know, but I feel like the pressure is going away. You also have the divine feminine that came through earlier. This is the divine feminine and the divine masculine now merged together, stripped away of all impurities and merged in harmony. It always has an energy of divine and angelic help, guidance, protection. There's a beautiful balance between masculine and feminine, as above, so below, as within, so without. It's finding the Goldilocks zone in every situation. Sometimes it's too hot for one person and too cold for another, or throughout your day, or different personalities that you work with. It's always having that balance to keep your footing and know how to be flexible when navigating all of those situations, all of those different personalities or relationships, all of those beautiful facets in you. Sometimes this is also becoming the professional. It doesn't mean it was easy, even if you're kind of natural at something. Like you have a natural gift to deal with personalities, but maybe you still had to learn a skill set. This is somebody who can kind of orchestrate a lot of different things at once and make it look like it's easy to others, even though it is not. So it might mean that you are handling a lot, and even though it's not necessarily easy, you're going to be able to do something where it's almost going to become like second nature. Where maybe in the beginning it took a lot of effort, it took a lot of energy, and something is going to start to feel more natural. Whether that's you in your environment, who you're becoming, you and a dynamic of someone else, or in a situation or an environment, whatever it is, you have divine help here. But it's about finding that balance within yourself first. There's butterflies here, so you are transforming. Maybe it's a Sagittarius energy. You have all of this stuff blossoming. Maybe you bake, or you're a chef or a cook. or you do something where you actually put different ingredients together, but this could be different facets of you, different talents that you have. You put it all together and you somehow have this creation of maybe a brand new career, taking all of those aspects of you and making it one special, unique expression of who you are, and no one can do it but you, because there's nobody like you. You are a unique, beautiful creation, made in the light of God, and yet we are all reflections of one another. So I do see you as reflecting such gorgeous light here. Noticing the gorgeous light in others, even if they're not at the best chapter of their book, or completely unfolded in whom they are becoming. But I do see you as tapping into this golden diamond, spiritual, beautiful emergence of energy, where you are going to be reflecting back the right kind of open, possible doorways, situations, partnerships where you do feel like your heart is overflowing in love, where you do feel blessed to be in every day that you have and every moment you get to be here. This was really kind of intense and beautiful. I hope this reading was helpful for you guys. Do I have one more? I do. Let's do one more from Notes from the Universe on Love and Connections. What is one more message? Please and thank you. Karma is on your side. I feel like you have already planted beautiful seeds. I feel like that's also, when I saw that cycle or those changes or that releasing energy, that self-awareness, I feel like there are old cycles or old patterns that are no longer repeated. You've recognized when certain seeds are not growing, where they don't feel like they're bringing that energy that's flourishing. And you have already planted some amazing seeds and they are ready to blossom. They're going to flourish and bring you this harvest of abundance, healing, happiness, and health in your life. This is the beautiful reflections that you see magnetized back to you. If you could read all the minds that I read, hear all the prayers that I hear, and beat all the hearts that I beat, I wonder if you'd even believe how often you're thought of, talked about, and fallen in love with. It's payback time. Andale, the universe. Maybe there's times where you didn't even know how deeply, where is that? How deeply you have, I don't know where these messages are, they're all over the place. How deeply you have affected others, inspired others, helped others transition. And there's many more chapters and adventures to go. And with this, I bid you adieu. I love you so much. Thank you so much for being here. I hope you have a beautiful day, evening, afternoon, and I will see you soon.